Tonight, we're hearing from a mother who says her autistic son was physically and emotionally abused by an educational specialist at Creekside Elementary. That specialist was put on administrative leave and has now resigned. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. The boy's family has filed a lawsuit alleging battery, negligence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, among other things. CBS 8's Steve Price joins us live from Creekside Elementary with the details. Steve?
And Marcella and Carla, you send your child to school trusting it's a safe place, but a mom says this school violated that trust, and so now she has filed this lawsuit to try and keep other parents of special needs children from feeling her pain.
This has left our child and family traumatized.
A mother fighting back tears outside Creekside Elementary in Sabre Springs. She says her 5-year-old nonverbal autistic son, Connor, started coming here in August for kindergarten, but within weeks, he faced abusive conditions.
School is supposed to be a safe haven for our children. We entrusted Creekside Elementary, its administrators, teachers, and staff to enrich our child's life. Instead, our child was physically and emotionally abused for months without it being reported.
According to a lawsuit, educational specialist James Reed was assigned to Connor's class.
Reed was terrorizing, bullying, and assaulting Connor on a daily basis.
Attorney John Gomez is representing Connor and his family. They're suing Poway Unified, Reed, and a contractor that provides classroom aids.
Among other things, Reed grabbed and lifted Connor off the ground, shoved Connor's head with his hand, slapped Connor's cheeks, and asked him, "What are you going to do?"
Gomez claims the incidents happened in front of other school employees who failed to tell administrators what happened despite mandatory reporting laws.
One time he made Connor go outside in the rain and left him there outside soaking wet with his pants down to his knees and his diaper exposed.
The lawsuit also claims Reed has a past conviction for child abuse, but CBS 8 could not confirm that through criminal record searches. Gomez says what was happening finally came to light in January when Connor fought back and staff members had to intervene.
Teachers and aides finally reported the abuse to the school's principal, who placed Reed on administrative leave.
CBS 8 reached out to Reed for comment, but he wasn't home. The district sent us a statement saying, in part, toward the end of his brief tenure, concerns were raised by staff related to his interactions with a student. They say Reed was placed on administrative leave and resigned in February.
By the way, San Diego police were called to the school after that incident back in January. I checked in with them today and they confirmed that they have completed their investigation into what happened and forwarded their information to the city attorney's office. I then reached out to the city attorney's office to see where things stand. They said they are still looking into it and will get back to me with more details. Carlo and Marcella.
That's very upsetting. Thanks, Steve. The San Diego City Council is cracking down on pedicabs. Just a few hours ago, the council unanimously voted 8-0 to impose stricter regulations on those cabs. The measure aims to ban loudspeakers and will also require pedicabs to give passengers an invoice with the agreed upon fare before the ride starts. It will also prevent cab operators from adding a tip without riders' consent. Councilmember Jennifer Campbell was absent from today's vote.
San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall wants to add more smart streetlights across the city. He and other city leaders gathered today to highlight the success they've seen. There are about 500 in use right now, and police say in the past year, the cameras have led to the arrests of more than 160 suspects in various crimes. Chief Wall is now asking the city council to give his department the discretion to move those cameras from pole to pole when they see fit. It's a move that under current law requires approval by the council, which can take months. Critics are pushing back, saying there are already enough cameras throughout the city.
Question here is, when does it end? Every time that we turn around, the request is to add more. And just to remind all of our audience here, none of this is free. It all costs the city a lot of money.
A 5-year contract for the smart streetlights costs about $11.5 million. A police department spokesperson tells CBS 8 there is no estimate yet on what it would cost to expand the program. An aborted takeoff at San Diego International Airport last week is raising concerns about public safety.
A Southwest flight was cleared to cross the runway. At the same time, a different Southwest jet was cleared for takeoff. CBS 8's David Goffson reports air traffic audio recordings captured the close call.
A near miss at San Diego International Airport Friday around 8:30 a.m. The incident begins when Southwest Flight 785 is cleared to cross the main runway number 27 on taxi path Bravo 6.
Southwest 785, crossing 27 Bravo 6, continue taxiing via Charlie.
Clear to cross 27 at Bravo 6, continue taxiing via Charlie, Southwest 785.
Seconds later, an air traffic controller clears a different flight, Southwest Flight 1478, to take off on the main runway.
Southwest 1478, clear for takeoff.
Over 27, clear for takeoff, Southwest 1478.
The two airplanes are now on a collision course when the air traffic controller cancels the takeoff clearance.
Southwest 1478, cancel takeoff clearance.
Say again?
Cancel takeoff clearance for Southwest 1478.
Southwest 1478 is rejected.
The air traffic controller then tells Southwest 785 not to cross the runway.
Southwest 785, hold position.
Hold position, Southwest 785. We're past the whole short line.
Roger, just hold position, please.
Both of the Southwest flights were able to stop in time, avoiding a collision. The FAA emailed us a statement saying, in part, an air traffic controller canceled the takeoff clearance for Southwest Airlines Flight 1478 because another Southwest plane was cleared to cross the runway. The second Southwest aircraft never entered the runway.
Where it says the second Southwest aircraft never entered the runway, that's wrong. When you cross that whole short line, you have, in effect, entered the runway.
I asked pilot Robert Katz to listen to the recordings. He has 43 years of experience as a flight instructor.
The bottom line here is that there was a breakdown in communication between these two people in the tower, and that's where the fault lies. It's not with either pilot of either airplane.
Nobody was injured in the incident, but Katz says he's not surprised it happened at San Diego Airport.
This airport is one runway. It is short. San Diego is operating way over capacity, and it is going to be, in my opinion, the scene of the next major catastrophe in the United States.
David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thank you, David. Southwest Airlines emailed us a statement confirming Flight 1478 stopped safely on the runway and added, quote, nothing is more important to Southwest than the safety of our customers and employees.
California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a measure into law that he says will prevent gas prices from spiking across the state. The bill passed in the Assembly this morning, hours before Newsom signed it. The new law gives the state's Energy Commission the power to set new rules around fuel shortages and refinery maintenance. Newsom says refinery outages and unplanned maintenance coupled with low fuel supply help drive those prices up.
Have been raking in unprecedented profits because they can, because they take advantage of you. They take advantage of emotion. They take advantage of the fact they have a massive economic advantage.
The new measure requires refineries to keep a reserve. Labor groups representing refinery workers oppose the new law. They say unelected people with no refinery experience should not be responsible for regulating unplanned maintenance.
There's now a nasal spray developed here in San Diego that can treat people in anaphylactic shock. The epinephrine spray could make it easier to treat people suffering an allergic reaction who may be afraid of needles.
CBS 8's Abby Black talked with the CEO who helped develop it.
Instead of using epinephrine injection known as an EpiPen to treat a severe allergic reaction, a San Diego-based biotech company has been approved by the FDA to develop epinephrine nasal spray.
Just a 2 milligram spray of epinephrine in a nostril is now on the market to treat a patient suffering from a severe food allergy, venom, or drug.
It's painless, it's instantaneous.
Richard Lowenthal is the CEO and president of ARS Pharmaceuticals. They developed the nasal spray Neffy. They're a Sorrento Valley-based biotech company who is also behind the emergency nasal spray medications Narcan, an overdose antidote, and Valtoco, which treats seizures in epilepsy patients.
The absorption enhancing technology we use, which is called Intravale, is a very, very safe substance that makes your nasal mucosa more porous. So it kind of makes it like a sponge.
The company is hoping Neffy can be a game changer. Medical studies show that 52% of patients with severe allergies do not use their EpiPen in an emergency because of the fear of using a needle. Caregivers are also hesitant for the same reasons, and any delay could worsen symptoms or even cause death.
And with a child, all you have to do is get it placed in their nose and push the plunger, and it takes literally a fraction of a second. And then they're medicated. They can't get it out if they sneeze, if they sniff in, if they cough.
Last year, the FDA asked Neffy for more data about repeat dosing. In August, they granted the company a fast-track approval for patients 66 pounds or heavier. Like most nasal sprays, the FDA says common side effects include throat irritation, tingling nose, and a headache.
And FDA did judge that Neffy should work as equally effective as injection products.
Lowenthal says about 70% of insurance companies have approved Neffy, but say it could take up to a year for all to make it available. Each prescription includes 2 doses that can last 30 months and survive up to 122-degree heat. The cost can range from a $25 copay up to $199. ARS says that it's offering a $25 coupon.
As comparison, the average generic auto-injector, EpiPen, for example, copay with insurance is $40. And without insurance is about $200.
ARS says that right now they're working on a lower Neffy dose for children as light as 33 pounds and eventually a spray for toddlers and babies. In Sorrento Valley, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Thanks, Abby. The California healthcare workers who are set to get a bump in pay this week, that's still ahead.
Plus, the tour kicking off in San Diego, encouraging Californians to be earthquake ready.
And the big challenge is for people in Florida right now, days after Hurricane Milton hit.
We have a mixed bag of temperatures across the Southwest right now. You got the 70s and you have that for Tonopah as well as for Truckee. You have the 60s for LA and for downtown. And well, for the Southwest, we're talking about some cooler temperatures this week. All those details are coming up.